Hello and welcome back to Old Truthford, the home of honestly biased sports content. How are we doing, folks? Mr. Nick in the chat, the Dutch Destroyer. How are you doing, man? Still has no bike and taking forever walking. Hey, sometimes, I mean, the roads aren't as flat in Old Truthford as they are in the Netherlands, okay? I'm sorry, Nick. I'm sorry. But one day, we'll be able to afford an old Truthford motorcycle or an old Truthford six-wheeler. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. I hope you're doing well, man. But folks, welcome back to Old Truthford, the home of honestly biased sports content. Tonight we are going to be covering Joshua Zirkzee and his situation with Manchester United at the moment, because obviously it is a bit tense. We don't know if Joshua Zirkzee is going to be coming or going from Manchester United, and yeah, we've been left kind of to our own devices to guess what's going to be happening with Joshua Zirkzee, as per the recent story from Ben Jacobs, which we will look at now. Just bear with, folks. And here we go. So yeah, Ben Jacobs reported a few hours ago, Joshua Zirkzee is waiting to see whether Manchester United will sanction a loan to Roma. Talks between Zirkzee and Roma are advanced, but Manchester United haven't told the player or Italian side if they will allow an exit in January. So from the reports that I've read today, Joshua Zirkzee is more than open to moving to Roma. The only thing that's kind of stopping him right now is Manchester United. Manchester United are stopping him because we don't know who's going to be available and who's not going to be available. So it looks as though it's a bit of a standoff. I mean, given the fact that we have been depleted by injuries and AFCON, it looks like United aren't in any rush to agree for the loan and buy option of Zirkzee to Roma, even though obviously we all know Zirkzee is not good enough for Manchester United at this point. I'd actually be quite interested to see what percentage of United fans think Zirkzee could be a success at Manchester United at this point, because we've seen literally nothing to indicate that he will be a success. And I think if we can get 30 mil for him, 30, 35 mil, I think we'd be laughing all the way to the bank. So, yeah, it looks as though we're going to be waiting to see what happens with Zirkmeister until the end of the transfer window. There have been other reports regarding Ruben Neves and James Garner. We'll get onto those in just a bit, but let's scroll up here. So, the first story of the day. Bruno Fernandes and Rayan Cherki are the joint leaders for Premier League assists this season. I mean, it's unfortunate for Bruno that he's actually picked up an injury this season, because had he not, I would have been certain that he'd win for the most assists in the league. But now with this injury, puts it a bit in jeopardy. Zirk is a backup just for fresh legs. Even for fresh legs, though, man, like he can come on at the 70th minute and it looks like he's running through custard. Like he is not the best option to have to come off the bench if you want fresh legs. That's what I will say. He's got those Dutch legs, if you know what I mean, Nick. And yeah, funny story about Paul Pogba came out today. So Paul Pogba was talking about what went wrong between him and Jose Mourinho. So Paul Pogba reveals where all went wrong between him and Jose Mourinho at Manchester United. What's funny about him, Mourinho, is that if I saw him tomorrow, we'd have fun, we'd talk, because I hold no grudge. It all started when I got injured. I said I was going to Miami to do my rehabilitation, and I left. There, the paparazzi took a picture of me and my girlfriend, and Mourinho sent the picture to my agent. I didn't like that at all. He said he's on holiday when we are working like... And I told Mourinho, are you serious? I'm injured. I train 3 times a day here. Who do you think I am? I'm not like the other players. It was new to me to have an issue with my coach. Well, personally, I read that and I think if you're injured, you don't really go away to Miami. I mean, you stay at your workplace, even if you are recovering. Like, I understand like people can recover in different ways. Maybe they need different treatments in different places. But at the same time, like, I think a report came out just recently about Lisandro Martinez, who's been staying with the squad throughout his time when he's been injured, going to every single meeting. He's obviously been helping with the youth players, and yeah, that's what you expect from a Manchester United player, somebody like Lisandro Martinez, who even if he's not available and he's injured, he's still getting paid a handsome wage, and you still expect somebody to yeah, be there and be available for the team, which it appears that Paul Pogba just wasn't there. And given the fact that we paid so much for him, that's a poor show. That's a poor show from him. That's not leadership qualities right there. That's individual qualities. So you got to call it out. I mean, I don't know if Pogba thought that this story would make Mourinho look bad, but I think it just makes Pogba look bad, personally. What else do we have? So yeah, we've also had links to Ruben Neves and James Garner over the past few days, but there's a bit of a Neves blow here because David Ornstein came out today saying we've seen Ruben Neves and James Garner linked, but I'm not aware of anything concrete on that point. So Ornstein hasn't heard anything that is actually black and white concrete regarding James Garner and Neves, so it looks like we're still in just kind of feeling out process, still just working out if it would be a good option to go for them or not. So yeah, nothing to report on that side. And then Jesus Christ, let's go over some of the aftermath from yesterday. So this was all of us near the end, Ruben. I mean, Ruben Amorim, if we dropped those points against Newcastle yesterday, I honestly think that he would have a mental breakdown. Like, the amount of times that we've been in winning positions and we've just completely flopped. Insane. Absolutely insane. Brian Mbuemo reacts to Aiden Heaven's man of the match display. Well done, son. I mean, he's sunning him, but still showing support. Lisandro Martinez trying to hype up Manuel Ugarte's performance last night, saying this is the one I know. So pretty much saying this is the Manuel Ugarte I know, not the Ugarte that we've been seeing recently. But either way, I think Ugarte is probably going to leave. I don't know if he'll leave in Jan. I doubt it now, unless we get like an exceptional offer from Galatasaray. But yeah, I think Ugarte, his time's already up. Even if he like went on a crazy streak over these next few months, I think he's definitely going to get moved on. Patrick Dorgu, incredible feeling to score my first goal at Old Trafford. God is good. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Mr. Dorgu. And this was an interesting one. I liked this because Amorim cannot win. We have 6 first-team players out, 7 if you now include Mount. That's over half the team. You wanted him to change the system. He did. You wanted him to play the kids. He did. We win. We get a clean sheet. We're 5th in the league. And you still moan. I mean, can you argue with that? Can you argue with that? That some fans are literally taking any opportunity they can to turn on Ruben Amorim. I mean, I think that's truth talk right there. Jack Fletcher as well also came out speaking about his debut for the club. Jack Fletcher said this, reacting to the last week. It's been the best 6 days of my life. Debut against Villa and to come and play here, unbelievable. Best Christmas present ever. My mum can't beat that, can she? Unbelievable. So, yeah, Jack Fletcher seems very pleased with his debut for the club. Patrick Dorgu and Aiden Heaven joked about sharing the Man of the Match award. And Aiden Heaven was loving it. I mean, the hype did get to Aiden Heaven's head a little bit. I mean, after the match, he was saying in the post-match press conference about, I mean, winning the league and stuff like that. So Aiden Heaven, yeah, he's He's definitely got carried away with it. He's definitely got carried away with it. And then Ruben Amorim with a big telling statement on Aiden Heaven as well, though. If he continues to play like that, it's going to be really hard for someone else to take his place. Big up, Ruben. He also said, I'm really pleased with Aiden Heaven. You can feel he is improving every game. He was not playing, but he trained well, and you just need to train really well to be ready when the opportunity comes. Which is what Ruben Amorim's been saying all season long. So, I mean, at least he's staying consistent with it. But yeah, again, Ruben Amorim isn't changing, and it's good to see. He also spoke on Lisandro Martinez, saying he showed today that he is a top player, and sometimes people talk about the way you defend the box because he's a small guy, but today he did really well against the team that you just have tall players. Height is but a number, guys. It's but a number, and let Lisandro Martinez be a shining example of that for all of you. Is that the same quote? Yeah, same quote. Amad Diallo replying to Aiden Heaven's Man of the Match award. We have also got more news on the links to Yan Diamande. A bit of an interesting one, a bit of a little Easter egg of a clue that he could very well be coming to Old Trafford. Him and Amad have been having some correspondence, it looks like, during their time with the Ivory Coast, so we will get to that in just a moment. Amorim, Jack Fletcher did a really good job. He's humble and hardworking. He deserves it. And this was the quote of the post-match quotes, guys. So, back four, clean sheet. Kobe Mainoo is injured. I don't need a press conference. We covered all the subjects, so can all go away and enjoy Boxing Day. Which is hilarious because, I mean, for the past few press conferences, these are the only things that Amorim's been questioned on. I mean, back four, clean sheet, Kobe Mainoo, and yeah. That literally all of the questions that he's been asked are about these three topics. So it's good to see that he's still got his humour. It's not been taken from him just yet. After seeing that first half performance with the back four, do you have the same opinion as me? I don't want him to switch back to the back three, lol. I think if we've got the players for the back three, then there's no problem with playing the back three. I mean, I think realistically he needed to change the formation because of what we had available to us. But I think I've got no problem with us going back to a back three when we've got more players available. Like, we've dominated. Think about all the big games where we've had like better XG, like against Arsenal, Liverpool. Wait, not against Liverpool, but against Arsenal and Chelsea. And there's so many games where we've performed well against the top sides with a back three this season. I think only City is the game where we kind of got exposed. So, I mean, it's not the end of the world to go back to the back three, but yeah, I guess it just depends on the players. I mean, there's nothing wrong with him being fluid tactically. To be honest, I don't think we will ever have the players for the back three. Even the signings we made are primed for a back four. I don't know about that. I definitely do not know about that. Aiden Heaven, we can push for the top four and possibly win the league. I mean, Aiden Heaven couldn't keep the smile off of his face when he was saying this quote, by the way, guys. So for anyone trying to take this seriously, God help you. Anything is possible. We'll keep trying. But, I mean, fair play to him. One Man of the Match award, and he's saying that United are going to win the league. Aiden Heaven's game by numbers versus Newcastle. 100% ground duels won, 100% aerial duels won, 94% pass accuracy, 48 total touches, 8 clearances, 3 passes into the final third. 0 fouls committed, 0 goals conceded. Big up Aiden Heaven. Gary Neville also quick to hype up the Heaven performance. Absolutely outstanding, brilliant. Manchester United have lost 14 Premier League games for the third consecutive calendar year, but the Red Devils haven't suffered more league defeats in a year since 1989 under Sir Alex Ferguson. Very interesting, isn't it? I mean, obviously, we know Ruben Amorim started really poorly at United, but so did other legendary managers for the club. So let's get behind him while he's here. Jack and Tyler Fletcher both made the United squad last night. Tonight, sons of former United legend and current under-18 coach Darren Fletcher. All three of these men came through the Manchester United Youth Academy. Crazy. And then this was an interesting quote as well. A lot of people missed this quote because it was in the pre-match build-up. But Ruben Amorim said, "If I could go back to this time a year ago, I would do things so differently. I have learned more in this year as a manager than the other 5 combined. I would do 75% of things different." I'd love to know what he would actually do different, because I doubt he's ever going to say that, or he'll save it for his bloody book in like 10 years' time. But I mean, I'd love to know what Ruben Amorim thinks that he should have done differently at Manchester United, because obviously he's made mistakes in-game, also out of games. I mean, in terms of decision-making with certain players, but I'd love to know what he thinks is his mistakes that he's been doing for 75% of the time. Ruben Amorim, or what he expects from his Manchester United players in training. 100% focus from the rondo to the last exercise. It must be 100% pace, energy, body language, everything. We need to improve that to win more games. But Ruben, why don't they do that sometimes? Sometimes it looks easy to do, but it's not. It's the culture of the group, of everyone inside. We are working on that. We are improving, and the team is training so much better. And the results are showing that. I mean, we are clearly performing a lot better, and that must be down to training. It's an interesting one, because if you guys remember, I think with Ten Hag, if we ever lost a game, then he'd make the players train longer. I think that Ruben Amorim is looking at quality over quantity. I think Ten Hag was from the old school of, oh, okay, if you didn't perform very well, if you didn't run enough, then you've got to run more in training tomorrow and all of this sort of stuff. Whereas Amorim's focus is the focus. I mean, he's looking at, oh, okay, can you maintain concentration during an entire training session? And if you can do that, then you'll be able to maintain concentration throughout an entire football match. It's an interesting way of training. I mean, it sounds so simple, but I think surely in training, if you are like clocking off and you're making silly mistakes and your head's not in the game, then when it comes to a high pressure situation like match day, you're also going to switch off. And that explains why we've probably conceded a lot of very simple goals, because players' brains have just disconnected. Amorim, back to the glory days. That's a book I want to see. I mean, he's got to release it after he wins his first Premier League, surely. Come on, Amorim. I'm just worried when Bruno returns that he puts him back in the pivot instead of his natural position. I really want to see the back 4 again with Bruno in the 10. I mean, that is Bruno's best position without a doubt, playing in the 10. But I don't know, if we keep keeping clean sheets with this back 4 and we keep winning, I think he would have to be crazy to go back to a back 3. I think it makes no sense. Whereas if we win some games, lose other games, then there's not really a strong argument for him to keep the back 4, is there? And then this was another interesting quote from Ruben Amorim, because he's kind of hyping himself up here, but I think when you've got Diogo Dalot in your side, it's a bit of a questionable one, Amorim. It's a bit of a questionable one. So he said, when you meet a player for the first time, he was asked, when you meet a player for the first time, do you know straight away whether he has the right character to play under you? Ruben Amorim responded, I think I have a good feeling on that. That's why we will never bring in a player that I don't have that feeling with face to face. They can mislead me a little bit in initial meetings, but it's hard. Most times I get it right. Now, I can understand maybe a new player where you don't know much about them, they can trick you, but at the same time, Ruben, you've been playing Diogo Dalot consistently throughout this season, and I think he's misled you. I think he's misled you. I mean, to see him even wear the captain's armband for 10 seconds yesterday after Leacher gave it him blows my mind. It blows my mind. My freaking mind. James Garner is one to watch as Manchester United consider bringing forward part of midfield rebuild to January. You're spot on, admin, but we have seen managers be crazy. Ten Hag finished third, then next season tried experimenting with Mount and Bruno as eights before he got lucky with the menu call-up. That's very true. That's very true. I think I could see what Ten Hag was trying to do when he did that, though, Johnny. Like, I think in Ten Hag's mind, he saw Mason Mount as the successor of Christian Eriksen. So he thought like, oh, okay, somebody who's good at set pieces, somebody who's more energetic, somebody whose passing's pretty good, keeps things tightly knit together. So I could kind of see Ten Hag's thinking with putting Mount in instead of Eriksen. So it was kind of like a Casemiro, Mount, Fernandes midfield three. But the problem is that I don't think Mount has the footballing intelligence that Eriksen has. Like, I think Eriksen obviously is a much more intelligent footballer than Mason Mount. I think Mason Mount is a good presser, so he does understand footballing systems and when to like press, but I don't think in terms of controlling a midfield, Mason Mount's that guy, if I'm being honest. So I think that's the mistake he made. And then he realised, like, oh, wait, I've just given this guy the number 7 shirt. He's injured all the time. And then I think that was the beginning of the end for Ten Hag. But what do we think about James Garner? Would you guys take James Garner back? Manchester United will only allow Kobe Mainoo to leave on loan. United will block any permanent offers for him. So, again, it's still not set in stone if we are going to let Kobe Mainoo leave in the January transfer window. But it does say that United would be willing to let him leave on loan as a maximum. So nobody has to worry about selling Kobe Mainoo in Jan, fortunately. Mason Mount as well. This is what makes it so sad because before the match against Newcastle, I was listening to an interview with Mason Mount, and honestly, he seemed so confident. He seemed so ready for the game. He seemed like, oh yeah, my career's finally turning around. And then what happens? He comes off for injury. He comes off due to injury. It's not good. Like, some of the quotes he was saying, I mean, he was feeling himself in these quotes, guys. So it's always about, as a kid, making it into the first team. I think in my younger years, I didn't have loads of downs. I was very lucky to play in very good teams where we won a lot. Then as you get older, you understand there's definitely going to be ups and downs. And the downs that I experienced was losing big games or losing a final. That's definitely something that you have to learn about, you have to overcome. And he even said, this is the interview, if you haven't seen it, check it out on Sky Sports. I feel like I'm close to being back to my level that I was at Chelsea. I think it can be higher than before. I mean, he has to say that realistically. I mean, if he didn't think that he was going to go back to his level at Chelsea, then it would be worrying because that's the player we paid for. But yeah, these are all quotes before he got an injury yesterday. Also, in other news, Manchester United have recalled Toby Collier from his loan at West Brom. He had already returned to Carrington for treatment on a calf injury, and the club have decided he will not go back when fit. And the Telegraph ranks the 10 worst United signings since Sir Alex Ferguson's departure. So, top of the list, Jadon Sancho. Second, Anthony. Third, Alexis Sanchez. Fourth, Andre Onana. Fifth, Angel Di Maria. Sixth, Donny van der Beek. Seventh, Schweinsteiger. Schneiderlin. Ugarte makes the top 10, wow. And Paul Pogba. I mean, it's a tough one putting Pogba in the top 10 worst signings because, I mean, I get it, he wasn't everyone's cup of tea, but he still contributed a lot to the team, you know. Did Pogba ever win a trophy when he was here? Yeah, he did. He must have won under Mourinho. If Bruno leaves in the summer, which I think he will, I wonder who will take up his mantle. I'd be interested in seeing Ahmad there, not gonna lie. Nah, I think Ahmad belongs on the wing. He's very good on the wing and he can always beat a man in a 1v1. I don't think... And also, Ahmad, when he's got into passing positions, he's not always the best at picking the best option. I feel like to be a cam or to be a midfielder even, you have to know when to pass the ball and who to pass the ball to. I don't think that's Ahmad's strength, personally. I mean, the 10 in a 4-2-3-1, by the way, lol. Yeah, I don't think... I mean, Ahmad could play there, but I don't think that would be his best position. The Telegraph putting Pogba in that list is disgusting. Won the Europa League against Ajax, didn't he? He won the Europa League and he won the Carabao Cup against Southampton, I think. Why am I not seeing Bayindir in that list? Probably because Bayindir didn't cost like Bayindir cost peanuts, so he's not going to get too much press attention. Whereas all of these people, I think they cost a decent amount of money. I think I would put Andre Onana higher up than Alexis Sanchez because Alexis Sanchez was a swap deal, wasn't he? So we didn't really pay that much for him. Whereas Onana, we paid like 40 mil for him, didn't we? With a half-injured squad. Yeah, Pogba won the Europa League against Ajax with a half-injured squad. I would say Cunha, but would Cunha impact the game as a central 10 as much as he does on the wide areas? He wouldn't again, because Cunha's strengths, his strong point is not his passing. He's one of the worst passers in the squad when it comes to accuracy. Maguire's had some decent spells and all that, but he surely has to be in it considering he hasn't won anything and he cost 80 mil. He has won, sorry. He won the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup with Ten Hag. And he got to a Europa League final with both Solskjaer and Amorim. So it's not... I don't think Maguire should be on the list. But if Maguire's not on the list, Pogba shouldn't be on the list. I reckon we can come up with another player that should be there instead of Paul Pogba and Harry Maguire. Like, who else has been an absolutely terrible signing for United? There's got to be someone. I don't know. I'll have a think. Let's go back to it over here. And the Telegraph also ranked every United signing since Sir Alex Ferguson's departure. So, so basically the best signings since Sir Alex Ferguson's departure. So Harry Maguire has made the list. Bruno Fernandes, clear number one, obviously. Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I think you can argue Zlatan because, I mean, he did carry us to that Europa League final. He also scored in the Carabao Cup final against Southampton. Juan Mata, I always feel with Juan Mata, like, he didn't actually do that much. And I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but with Juan Mata, I honestly feel like he's a bit of an overhyped player because he's so technical. Cavani, yeah. I mean, that's a big one, Nick. That's a big one who's... I mean, Dan James is on the list instead of Cavani. That's insane to me. Maguire has redeemed himself, to be fair. I'm not giving him the Carabao Cup because he was on the bench mostly. And that FA Cup win, final win, we started Varane and Martinez. Maguire prices what it does it for me. I can understand the price, but it's not as though like he's a Sancho or an Anthony or someone who's just not played for the club. Like Maguire did get us to second place in the league in, I think it was his first season. So it's not, it's hard to say like a centre back who played pretty much every minute in a season that got you second in the league is a terrible signing. I think he just had a really bad like 12-month spell. Cavani doesn't even get a shout. They put Maguire in the top 10 best. Wait, they put Dan James in there too. What the fudge is this list? Yeah, I think the Telegraph writers must have been smoking something when they were making this list. So, who stands out? For me, I think Juan Mata needs to be knocked down a few places. I don't think he impacted us as much as some other players on this list. It's a really hard one, you know, to rate all of these players because they're all so different. But like Ander Herrera, I can't even remember too much from Ander Herrera. If I'm being honest, guys, I honestly can't think of too many brilliant moments of Ander Herrera. I mean, he's scored a couple of goals outside the box, ran like hell. The midfield three of him, Pogba, and Matic was pretty good when he was at the club, but still, I'd still say Harry Maguire's had more good moments and produced more for the club than Ander Herrera. Brian and Buemo, I know it's too soon to say, so I think that's why he's number 6. But has Ahmad done more than Maguire? It's hard, man. Cavani put sweat, blood, and tears into his performance and doesn't even get a shout. I feel offended. I would even say a Garlo above Dan James. Ooh. I think the reason why Dan James should, or the one argument you could make for Dan James making the list of the top, making the list of the top 10 players is, I think Dan James is one of the only players where we've actually made profit on. So we effectively bought him, sold him to Leeds, and we actually made profit, which I think was one of the only signings that we've actually made profit on in the past 10 years. So I can see why that they would put him in the top 10. I can see an argument for it. Also, we took Dan James out of the side, and what happened? I mean, we kind of fell apart. He did a lot of the hard work, a lot of the pressing, a lot of the running, so maybe Dan James is underrated his time at United. He just couldn't finish to save his life. But folks, if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. We do go live every single evening covering the latest Manchester United news and articles. Not gonna lie, I'd have Varane in the list. Bro cost 42 mil and won both a Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and finished third, and was key to all of that. Yep, I think that's a good shout, Johnny. I think Varane should definitely be in there. Yeah, no, I actually agree with that. Yeah. Oh, it's a hard one. It's a real hard one, isn't it? I honestly think Juan Mata. I can't remember too many big moments from Juan Mata when he was here. Can anyone else? Let's look at Juan Mata's record at Manchester United, because I'm not gonna lie, I feel like people overhyped him when he came to United, and this might be a dodgy admin take, but I honestly don't remember him him being that amazing for us. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. So for Manchester United, Juan Mata played 285 games. And he scored 51 goals and got 44 assists. So let me do my math here, guys. Juan Mata got a goal or assist every... Like, he got a goal or assists every 3 games. So, not the worst record, to be fair to him, but I just don't think... I can't remember him doing too much. I mean, he scored that goal against Liverpool. I think that was a pretty decent moment for him, but other than that, I feel like Juan Mata's a bit overrated. If I'm being honest. Like in the Premier League for us, I think he got like 34 goals in like 5, 6, 7 seasons. Like it doesn't blow you away, is what I'm saying. So to have Juan Mata as number 3, I think that's been very kind to him. If you put pressure as a aspect into the list, you can also put Weghorst at there. Bro, Nick, I'm sorry. Weghorst isn't getting into the top 10. Come on, I know you've got the Dutch connection, but Weghorst... I'm sorry, Weghorst isn't getting into the top 10 signings. Come on now. Oh my god. Mata was a team player and connected plays. Varane severely overhated by the English media. Journos, though, I think they always judge him off that bad season when he played next to Maguire and forget the rest. Yeah, I think I can see why they wouldn't give it to Varane as well because of the injury problems. Like, can you put him in the top 10 for like one really good season? Can you do that? I don't know if it's fair. I don't know. But yeah, interesting list. Casemiro could have been up there if he had continued on form from that first great season he had. Price probably lets him down. I still think Casemiro is underrated. I mean, like, that first season was brilliant. Second season, injured and, like, out of shape. And then this is his 3rd season, and he's actually doing pretty well. I mean, Casemiro is actually one of our biggest goal threats, which is crazy because if you look at his numbers at United compared to his numbers at Real Madrid, he's been providing a lot for Manchester United. Let's see what else has come out then, guys. So Kobe Mainoo's future is only set to be resolved after AFCON is over, with Napoli retaining serious interest. Kobe was in serious contention to start against Aston Villa before he picked up a calf problem, but it would not rule out a move. Okay, so even if he's got a calf problem, he could still go on loan, I guess that means. Like Napoli still want him even if he's injured. But guys, I think honestly, Kobe Mainoo should stay at this point because, yeah, Bruno Fernandes probably will come back from injury in the next few weeks, but I don't know. I've got a feeling that he's kind of jumping the gun a bit. I feel like he's very desperate to play in the World Cup, but is going to Napoli the right career move for him? I don't know. I don't necessarily think it is. And again, on Joshua Zirkzee, AS Roma have made a loan with an obligation to buy offer for Joshua Zirkzee via intermediaries. Personal terms aren't an issue, and Zirkzee is keen, but United want to wait until after AFCON. No club-to-club talks have taken place yet. So again, we're seeing a similar trend here from the reports from Laurie Whitwell, pretty much saying that United are going to be very active in the transfer window, but we're not going to do any business until either AFCON's over or we've brought players in. Now, one player that I did mention earlier, and we are going to get over to his news very soon, is Yan Diomande, the left winger or left wing back who plays for the Ivory Coast. Because him and Ahmad have been flirting with each other a little bit while on international duty at AFCON. What are you saying here, Johnny? You reckon the club talked to Amorim about Mainu? Because I wasn't expecting Amorim in his presser before the game to say Mainu is the future of the club. I agree with the sentiment. I think he's been saying it the whole time. I think Amorim's been saying it the whole time that Kobbie Mainoo is the future of the club. He's just not directly said it because he's trying to get the mindset into him of you have to fight for your place. You have to fight for your place. So if he comes out and he says, "Oh, you're the future of the club," then it's kind of building that entitlement in Mainoo rather than saying you have to train well and all of this. So I can see why he wouldn't be singing all of his praises. Also, I think he'd probably get slated more from the fans if a few months ago he was saying that Kobbie Mainoo's the future of the club, but he continued to not play him. I think the fans wouldn't have liked that. So I can see why he's changing it now a bit because he is the future of the club. When he comes back from injury, Mainoo's literally going to come into that midfield, or he should do anyway. Hello, admin. Nav, how you doing, man? We get another Garnacho. Another Garnacho? What? What's the news on incoming January transfers, admin? So the latest, in a nutshell, from what we've seen, lads, is United are waiting until after AFCON to sell any players, or even put them on loan, like Kobbie Mainoo and Zirkzee. I think those two are the big names that are going to leave. There's probably a 50-50 chance that Ugarte leaves, but given that he performed fairly well yesterday, I think that there could be a chance that we just keep him till the summer. But Ugarte, definitely one of the ones that could potentially be leaving. So 3 players who are most likely going to be going on loan or leaving permanently, either in January or the summer, is Kobbie Mainoo, Joshua Zirkzee, and Ugarte. Coming in, we've been linked to Garner and Neves, but David Ornstein, who is top tier journalist, has pretty much come out and said there's nothing concrete regarding Neves and Garner. So it seems like United are still feeling them out a bit, thinking, okay, are they a part of the long-term vision of what we want for Manchester United? If they are, we will go for them. If they're not, then we're not going to rush. That is the main thing that Manchester United have been reiterating. Like Omar Barada, Jason Wilcox, Amorim, they're all singing the same from the same hymn sheet, and they're all saying we're not going to go for players who are just going to be a stopgap. We're going to get players who are going to be long term for the squad. So yeah, that's everything from today. But one player that we could accelerate our plans for, because obviously, as we all know, we were in for Semenyo, but that absolute chose Man City. And so what we know from that is that we can accelerate plans for certain positions, and Semenyo was one of those positions, whether we were going to play a 4-3-3 with him or not. But yeah, we may be accelerating plans for Yan Diomande, who appears to be the replacement for Semenyo, the replacement option. And Yan Diomande has been lighting up the Bundesliga and seems like a very Christopher Vivell signing. So it would line up perfectly with our recruitment strategy. But I guess it's just a case of what players leave and how much he would cost. But yeah, we're going to have to wait and see with Mr. Yan Diomande. I think Yan Diomande is the only set person where we know, okay, he's going to be coming in either in Jan or the summer. I'm 90% sure that we will sign Yan Diomande unless we find a better alternative. But yeah, that is everything. To be honest, I just hope Kobbie doesn't leave because I need to see a Kobbie and Baleba midfield. I need it, says Johnny. I think the odds of seeing a Kobbie and Baleba midfield, I just don't think it's likely. I don't know why. I think there's too many moving parts. Another interesting thing regarding the latest transfer news, guys, is I'm seeing a lot of people saying that Elliot Anderson is Manchester United's number one priority. I'm seeing Laurie Whitwell continue to say that Anderson is our number one not Manchester United, our number one midfield target. But that obviously contradicts what David Ornstein is saying, where he's saying Baleba is still our number one midfield target. So it'll be very interesting in the summer or in Jan if they surprise us, who we're going to go for. Like, are we going to go for Baleba or are we going to go for Anderson? The noise around Wharton is that Manchester United obviously appreciate him for what he does with his line-breaking passes, but I think United want someone a bit more defensive. So again, yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see whether we go for Baleba or we go for Anderson in the summer. But it seems like it's between those two. Isn't Diamande valued close to 100 mil? I hope not. Yan Diamande, let's see. He is valued at 45 million euros. So Yan Diamande is valued at 45 million euros right now. It's so funny that we've been linked to him because he is literally like just the left-sided Amad Diallo, which is what Ruben Amorim was saying in press conferences, isn't it? I mean, he literally came out and said, we need a right-footed Amad, and Yan Diamande, in terms of his profile, is literally that. So it's very interesting. But yeah, on the midfield again. So just in, as per The Athletic, Elliot Anderson is United's first choice target, but Nottingham Forest have no intention of selling yet. And should that stance change this summer, there is bound to be competition from elsewhere in the Premier League. Adam Wharton is also greatly admired at Old Trafford for his ability to play line-breaking passes, and Carlos Baleba cannot be discounted despite his form declining since United held talks via intermediaries with Brighton and Hove Albion last summer. So it's really hard because I don't know who to believe. I mean, both are pretty good sources, Laurie Whitwell and David Ornstein. David Ornstein, you could argue, is probably a bit more credible. And he's saying still, like, Manchester United love Baleba and want Baleba. So who do we go for, folks? Who do we go for? Ain't no way we get Anderson unless we get Champions League football. And even then, I think he's off to City. I think we are set to get Baleba and we'll get him. Then Kobe seems like he will be staying. I think we can get Anderson. I think Anderson will be interested in our project. I think if we've got Champions League football, then yeah, we can get Anderson. Folks, if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. We do go live every single day, covering the latest transfer news. I mean, Leipzig want close to 100, but we've seen it before now with players who are coming from clubs that want a lot of money. I mean, if Diamande is certain that he wants to join United, then all it takes is for him to drop out of a couple training sessions, lowers the price, probably end up paying like 60 mil for him. I don't think... How long's left on his contract? So his contract expires 2030, so that makes it a bit tougher. That does make it a bit tougher. Maybe like 60, 65 mil we could get Diamande in for. So looks more likely as the season goes on now. All of that could come crashing down though. If Ineos do the brain rot thing, which is to loan him to Napoli, I think it's not the brain rot thing to do, because I can see the arguments for loaning Kobe Mainoo, because we want to keep him happy. We don't want him to destroy his relationship with the club. So if we let him go out on loan, let him get game time, let him develop, let him get into the World Cup squad, he's going to look at Manchester United a lot more fondly than, oh, okay, we're just going to keep you here so when you don't play and then you miss out on going and representing your country when you were one of the country's best players last tournament. So it's I can see where Kobe's coming from. Laurie gets news from United directly. Maybe United want us to believe what Laurie says, but Orny could be telling the truth. That is a good theory. That is a good theory. Yeah, it's a hard one. I really like Anderson. I'm not going to lie. I really like Anderson, but I feel like Baleba could have unlocked Bruno, but given the fact that Bruno's like 31, I feel like Anderson's the smarter choice. Like, stick with me, guys. What I'm saying is, I think Baleba would have been the smart choice in the summer because it would have really unleashed Bruno, because Baleba would have done a lot of the runs, a lot of the tackles, but would have been a very mobile Casemiro, pretty much. But if Bruno Fernandes isn't the future of the club, so if he leaves in the next 2-3 years, then I think the smarter buy is Anderson, because I think you can pair him up with a lot of other midfielders, whereas Baleba, I think you need someone who's like hyper creative next to Baleba. Whereas Anderson, I think he's more versatile. I think Anderson's a slightly smarter player in terms of his interceptions and stuff like that. So it's a hard one, man. It's a hard one, but I'm hoping we get Anderson personally. Manchester United are prepared to be active in the January transfer market, although incomings are only expected if they are able to accelerate the signing of a long-term target. So yeah, that's pretty much. So we are expected to be active, but we're only incomings are going to be expected if they are able to accelerate the signing of a long-term target, like Yandi Amande. Ruben Amorim reveals the plans going forward with his system. I'm starting to understand that playing a perfect 3-4-3 will take time and money, so I have to adapt my playing style to get the best out of my players. So he's not saying that he's ditching it completely, which I don't think he is doing, but I think he has realised that, because I think what Ruben Amorim's pretty much done is he's played a 3-4-3 to the point where the players aren't going to down tools. So then they think like, no matter what you guys do, we're going to play a 4-3-3. But wait, 4-3-3? No matter what you guys do, we're going to play a 3-4-3. But now that they're actually on board with his vision, he's pretty much changed it. And I'm pretty sure the board have probably spoken to him and said, like, you know, with how depleted the squad is right now, maybe it makes more sense to change the formation. I mean, we need Europe to keep all of these players. We've invested heavily, and if you want to take this project further, we're going to need funding from the Champions League. So I think they've all sat down and had that conversation. But I would not be surprised later on in this season, when all the players are back, to see a 3-4-3 again. I would not be shocked to see that. Sell every midfielder and get Baleba, Anderson and Wharton and let them fight out with Kobe. Who, Nav, I mean, on Football Manager, that would work. But in the real world, there's going to be a lot of unhappy people there, because that means that two of them, if we're not playing a midfield three, are going to be on the bench, and they're going to be like, you signed me for this amount of money for me to just sit on the bench. They're definitely not going to be happy with that. So he just has players with Stockholm Syndrome. Nice. He's basically beat them into submission to thinking we're going to play this 3-4-3 no matter what. And now that he's desperate, he's pretty much said like, okay, guys, we can actually play a 4-4-3 or 4-4-2 or whatever formation, but you have to work hard. So yeah, which I'm here for. I mean, Dorgu as a right mid performed very well. I'm not against the vision. I'm not against the vision. Ruben Amorim also spoke on Casemiro's future. I'm not saying that he's going to continue or not. And then when I see Casemiro training, if everyone trains like him, if everyone is so focused on the detail, even in training, in set pieces training, even when they are playing 10 versus goalkeeper, and the movements that he made, imagining the game, we will be a top team. If everyone works like Casemiro, and when I say work, I'm not just talking about running, it's for focus. You can understand why that guy won 5 Champions Leagues, because if you pay attention to everything that he does with contract, with no contract, he's a top player. And this ties in with what Amorim was saying earlier about like the training sessions. I mean, I mentioned it earlier. I don't know if you guys were all in the chat at the time, but this is the difference between Ten Hag and Ruben Amorim. I mean, Ten Hag, if we performed poorly, he kind of just made the players run more and do more training, whereas Amorim's looking at the quality of the training. He's looking at players keeping focus for entire training sessions, because if you can keep focus from the rondo to the cool down, then you will be able to keep focus on match day. So yeah, he is. He obviously clearly values being focused during training sessions, because he's given Casemiro a big compliment there. I love Casemiro. Casemiro is the guy, man. Casemiro is the guy. I wish Casemiro would stay longer, but I do feel like he's going to leave in the summer. I think his family is just going to want to go to Disneyland in America. Yeah, standard conditioning or Stockholm syndrome. That's highly unethical, but I am in. Let's break their spirits even more. Come on, Amorim. Come on. If they die, they die. Ruben Amorim asked if Manchester United squad is good enough to finish top 4. I think it's hard to talk about that. I think what I can say is that we have potential to do more, and I think I can do more with the team, and I can help the team be better. That I can say. So he's basically saying like maybe change the formation. We can do better things with the team. So yeah, again, he has conceded that he's not just going to stick with a 3-4-3, and the Pope's going to have to change his mind and all of this sort of stuff. So big up. Ruben Amorim on January transfer plans. If we can bring someone good, if not, then we will spend money in the summer. So again, like we're not just gonna bring in people for the sake of bringing people in. We are only going to bring in long-term targets. Ruben Amorim on Kobe Mainu. We were talking about how Kobe doesn't have the minutes that he deserves or needs, and then you have the opportunity and Kobe is not there. So sometimes it's bad luck. Which again, he's talking sense, but you're going to get a lot of angry Amorim haters on Twitter saying, I can't believe that he didn't play Kobe, even though he's injured. It makes no sense. Why do we get these players at their twilight years? Cavani, Casemiro, Ronaldo, Schweinsteiger, and a couple more. Because we were like putting a plaster over, what's it called? No, we're putting a band-aid or plaster over an axe wound. That's what we were doing, because we had to keep getting top 4, because you had toxic fans going, oh, we have standards. We have standards. Whereas now people are starting to open their eyes to the fact that if we just take our time, don't make any rash decisions, then we can actually improve our squad tenfold in the future. Do I want to keep Maguire and Casemiro? I'm very happy with them, but I don't know what's going to happen. Basically means money is an issue. We will see how the season ends, what our position in the standings will be, and then we'll see. I mean, I don't think it really matters if we're in the top 4 or top 6 when it comes to keeping Casemiro and Maguire, but I think it's or maybe it is actually. Maybe Casemiro will be open to taking a pay cut if we're in the Champions League. If it means that Casemiro gets to return to the Champions League, maybe he will be more invested in the project and think, yeah, I don't want to move to America, I'll stay here. Not going to lie, Cavani should have been our striker when he was 27. I feel bad for the players that spent most of their career at PSG during that time, because like no one remembers them. Like, I swear United fans talk about Cavani more than PSG fans. And he was their all-time top goal scorer at one point. Also Zlatan, he spent like his prime years at at PSG. Why? Amorim on Kobe Mainu. He just needs to wait for his chance. Everything can change in football in 2 days. He will have the opportunity. He has all the time. He's going to be the future of Manchester United. Now, a lot of people are zoning in on this quote. I mean, Amorim clearly believes in him, but I think he just thinks that Mainu is not good enough to play in the squad. So it will be interesting to see our next game against Wolves, where surely Kobe Mainu's set to start with Mason Mount out due to injury, and Casemiro and Ugarte in the midfield as well. Surely Mainu gets a start, but when is that next game? Also, Chelsea losing to Aston Villa today means that we are down to 6th, but we're only 3 points away from top 4. And the table is starting to take shape, guys. So we've got pretty much Man United, Chelsea, and Liverpool all battling out for 2 places in the Champions League. If we can send Garnacho to the Europa League, oh my God. Chef's kiss. Thank you, Amorim. Thank you. Please. Zlatan is so United coded. He is indeed. He gives Cantona vibes. He was the next gen Cantona when he came. Ornstein really gave Indicala a career. He did. He did indeed. I don't know who Indicala is. I think... Is Indicala like a bunch of journalists together, or is it just one person? But yeah, Indicala, speaking on Yan Diomande, all he does is regurgitate like other people's news stories about him, which is quite funny. But Yan Diomande's agent is travelling to England to discuss the terms Manchester United can offer if they agree a transfer fee for the player. The surprising part is that Liverpool are also requesting a meeting with the agent. I just don't see... I don't see why Liverpool would be going in for Yan Diomande at this point. But this, gentlemen, this is the big news. Save the best till last. So, we've got a bit of a back and forth here on Snapchat, I think it was. I mean, who uses Snapchat anymore? But Ahmad on Snapchat with Manchester United target Diomande. If you know, you know. So that was his caption with him and Diomande. And then reports came out from Fabrizio Romano saying Manchester United have recently scouted Yan Diomande. Many clubs are keeping tabs on him. And then, to wrap this little Diomande story in a bow, we've got Manchester United target Yan Diomande on Instagram saying, YD and AD, you know my bro. So Yan Diomande is pretty close with Ahmad, you could say. And it looks as though Agent Ahmad is doing bits. It does look as though Agent Ahmad is getting in there. The fact that, like, there's one thing Yan Diomande, like, liking or whatever Ahmad's story, but then there's another thing reposting it. I think he wants to come to United, personally. And I think Ahmad would have convinced him to come to United as well. But, yeah, folks, that is everything for this evening. Let's see if we've got any more final pieces before we go away. Oh, wow. Tonight it is Ahmad v Mbuemo in AFCON. That'll be interesting. When's that game? Ivory Coast v Cameroon? Wait, what? Oh, tomorrow night, not tonight. Silly me. Silly admin. I think United is huge in Ivory Coast. Yeah, I think we can get Yan Diomande in. Hi admin. Hi Double I Man. How you doing? How are Morocco doing in the in AFCON. Now I know why they banned Nigeria from playing World Cup. They didn't want an African country to win it. Okay. Cole Palmer. Oh, God. Hater Central already coming for Cole Palmer. Guys, Chelsea are washed, surely. Bad, really bad. Morocco are doing bad. Oh, no. Did your 1-0 prediction... Oh, no. They drew 1-1 to Mali. That is not good. I mean, I didn't even know Mali had a football team, if I'm being honest with you. Hater Central cooking. Cole Palmer versus Aston Villa. 72 minutes, hooked. 0 goals, assists. 0 accurate crosses. 0 key passes. 12 possessions lost. 1 hissy fit. Moissanite chain, and it still got snatched. Wow. He can't create, he can't assist, he can't score, he can't hold possession. What does the guy do? Seen a lot of AFCON stuff on the timeline. Sen Larman's posting lovely Boxing Day. Low key, that Villa guy took Palmer's chains. What happened? What happened with the chains now? I didn't watch the game. And as for Tunisia, they're doing their best at least. I have Tunisian heritage from my grandma. You're clutching at straws here, Double I. I mean, I know Morocco aren't doing too good, but you're clutching at straws with this Tunisian stuff. Come on, man. He took Palmer's Selly. Oh, God. Oh, he did his own Selly against him. That guy who scored 2 bangers against us. Morgan Rogers. Martinez. Just want my club to be back playing Champions League football next season. I mean, realistically, it's these 2 spots that we need to go for, and that means our competition is Liverpool and Chelsea. Liverpool have won 4 games in a row, so it looks like they're back to old form. We need Mo Salah to come back to cause some unrest in the camp. That's what we do need. But yeah, looks like United v Chelsea it is. I mean, we are going to banish Alejandro Garnacho to the Europa League Shadow Realm. This means my grandma's father is Tunisian. That counts, right? Or my father's grandma is Tunisian. Or my grandma. I don't know, Double I, man. I don't know. I feel like you're Moroccan, Double I. Just take the L. Take the L, mate. You're drawing to Mali. Like, what's going on? Rogers created Vaselli, Palmer made it famous, and now it's back with Rogers. Love it. He's taken back what's rightfully his. But folks, we are probably going to end it there. If there's anything I missed or you have any questions, shoot. But in 5 minutes, we will probably clock off. Imagine if we didn't drop those points to like Everton, West Ham, and Bournemouth, though. Like, genuinely, we would be not in title contention, but like top 4 would be secured, surely. It would be genuinely secured. Have a good one, admin. I'm head off to. Godspeed, Nav. Godspeed. Garnacho is doing poorly. Garnacho is a waste. Did he even start for Chelsea? Because he's literally just been a bench warmer for them, hasn't he? Who started for Chelsea? Yeah, Garnacho started for Chelsea. Let's see his stats. Let's hate watch Garnacho. I mean, Chelsea did dominate the game, to be fair. They did deserve to win. But let's see Garnacho's stats. 86% pass accuracy, created 2 chances. And that's it. What an absolute waste of talent. I mean, very poor. Yeah, Garnacho shizzed the bed, realistically. I mean, all he had to do was wait and work at United, and then I mean, he would have been playing left wing probably, but now he's just wasting on Chelsea's bench instead of United's. Let's see if anything else has come out. 11 wins in a row for Aston Villa. Wow. And Aston Villa are playing Arsenal next. Damn, when's that game? That's going to be a good one. We're definitely going to watch that. That's on the 30th of December. So at the same time as the Man United game. Yep, same time as the Man United game. Ooh, okay. Premier League is heating up. If Unai Emery beats Arsenal, oh my god, again. I feel like they lose to Aston Villa every single season. So all of these games are on Tuesday night on the 30th. Okay. I need to check if I'm working that day or not. But folks, if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe. We do go live every single evening covering the latest Manchester United news. He's got 5 goals and assists all season, if I'm not mistaken, against Cardiff, Wolves and mighty Sunderland. Yeah, Garnacho's washed, man. Garnacho is washed. But yeah, folks, I am going to leave it there. Hope you all have a delightful evening. I hope you're enjoying your Boxing Day, if you're celebrating that, whatever that is. And yeah, let's give a shout out to the members and then we'll call it a night. So special shout out to Mr. Kieferbix, special shout out to Ethan Johnson, special shout out to the Dutch Destroyer and Mr. Matty Scott. Thank you for keeping the lights on at Old Truthful Incorporated. But for now, Godspeed.